All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Groove Copy Wednesday with John Benson and Mike Filsaime. I'm Mike Filsaime, CEO. I'm looking at us here. I should be looking at the camera. CEO of Groove.cm and Groove Digital. John Benson is CEO and founder of GrooveCopyPro. And what we do every single Wednesday is we give free training. You can go to GrooveCopyPro.com, I believe. Let me see if there's a navigation there where you could get on the list to register. Let me just type that in, GrooveCopyPro. And let's see if there's a little thing there that says register. Watch the replay. We got to get a link on the front of that. Let me just see here if down at the bottom, if I can find it. Bonuses, here's how you buy it. Donna, is there a little link that you're aware of that you can paste to me?
There is a page. I'm looking for it now. I'll drop it in when we have it.
Okay. And we're going to link it to the front of GrooveCopyPro.com. So in the future, we can just tell you to link there. And so in a minute, we're going to have a link for you where you could register to get email updates before we start, so you never miss one. All the replays are put in the GrooveCopyPro Facebook group and the Groove.cm official Facebook group and multiple different places on YouTube. But the best place to be is here every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, where John Benson and I go over different things about copywriting. Today, we're going to be going over bullets. So quick, short commercial break on why we refer to this as Groove Copy Wednesdays, because Groove Copy Pro is a software created by John Benson that can turn anyone into a copywriter in less than an hour. It asks you different questions very detailed questions about your product, your offer, your customer, their pain points, what they're seeking, their goals, all these different things. You go through an interview process. We've done it very many times. And then what it will do is it will spit out your video sales letters, your checkout pages, your emails, follow-up series, emails for your affiliates. You do this one time, and it'll put out dozens and dozens of pieces of copy that you need for a campaign. If you're a copywriter, literally, you could use this software to get jobs for $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 jobs, depending on how much of a portfolio you want to create for a person. And you could literally have the software in your desktop where they don't see it. And you say, let me go through an interview process. What is the pain point of your customer? You literally fill it out. And the thing is you would have to tell the customer, it's going to take me about 2 weeks to come up with this, because if you spit the button out in 30 seconds, they'd be like, how did you put out that copy? Yeah. So you would tell them, I'm going to be back. I'm going to grind this out in a couple of weeks, and you can come back and actually be a copywriter for different people. But today, I want to welcome our partner, John. John Benson is a living legend copywriter, one of the best, if not the best, known digital marketing copywriter on the planet. His results speak for themselves. He had many of the #1 selling products, especially in the health and wellness and fitness space on ClickBank and many other places. And he took all of that expertise and he put it into a software where you could get his mind and many of the minds of the people in his mastermind that contributed to be able to spit out awesome copy. So if you want to learn more about that, go to GrooveCopyPro.com and click on the webinar replay, and you can see it in action. Cat out of the bag for you there, folks. It's not a monthly fee. It's a one-time fee of $997. It's a payment plan to break it up, and you own it for life. All right, John, today we're talking about bullets. I know that's one of your favorite things to talk about. What do we got going on today?
Hey, well, what's going on, Mike? So the most important thing to talk about when it comes down to bullets is why you should use them. So we should start there, because what they are, why it's so important. There are copywriters like John Carlton, for example, that said they'd start writing a sales letter by creating bullets. That's what they start with. So they'll just start writing off bullets, and they'll either write benefits or bullets first. I think that's a great way to start writing any sales letter. So the purpose of this training today is to show you, first of all, I'm going to show you my bullet formula. It's the bullet formula inside GrooveCopyPro. So if you had GrooveCopyPro, you could fill in like literally 2 fields and create infinite amount of bullets for yourself. So I know it's kind of crazy, but it is true. But in case you don't have it for whatever silly reason, it's a silly reason. It's a silly reason. But we're going to show you how the formula works so that you can see this for yourself. And what I did when I created this formula is I looked at bullets that ranged all the way back to 100 years from 100 years ago. The David Ogilvies of the world, the Eugene Schwartzes of the world, the Joe Sugarmans of the world, John Carlton. I go down the list of great copywriters that you don't need to know, unfortunately, but you do need to know that there's a formula that they are using. Now, it's not a formula for every single bullet that's ever been written, but what we do in CopyPro is we take this formula and we combine it with 4 or 5 other patterns that we know works. And I'm going to show you an example of the bullets that this thing can write. It's pretty insane. I mean, it really is. And you put in a little bit of work and it spits out bullets that are just, it's really crazy. So I'll show you that example, and then I'm going to show you the formula if that works for you. So how does that work? If that's cool, I'll share my
That's
screen.
great. All right. Share your screen. I'll add it to the stream.
Share the screen. Okay.
All right. Here. It's now in the stream. Oops. John bounced out. John accidentally kicked himself out. I hope he's aware. Let me shoot him a text just in case he's talking to his screen, but I'm pretty sure he knows that he's out. And I'm sure there he is. He's jumped right back in.
I also have that link. I'm posting it now.
Okay, everyone, just a little tip for everybody. It helps not to hit the red button. So
yeah, the Leaf Studio button.
Don't hit the don't press the red button. So all right, so I'm going to try this one more time. I'm going to share my screen.
All right, and for everybody, it's GrooveCopyPro.com/stream. You can see that right there. You just go to GrooveCopyPro.com/stream, and that's going to be a page where you could register so you never miss it. We'll even get more advanced in the future. We'll have you put your phone number down there so we can send you a text message. But for right now, just get that information there. We're going to be linking it to the front page of GrooveCopyPro. We might even be putting it down right on the page, not even linking it. We might even put a block right on the page that says get updates. All right, so we're going to add John's page back to the stream. He's not going to hit the red X button. We're going to give him full access to his screen right here. And all right, we're going to be talking about bullets here.
Awesome. So you can see everything good?
Yep, we can see your screen.
Okay, good deal. So all I did was create in the background, I created a project, and I said I wanted a simple direct response sales letter. It's one of many, many sales letters we have in here. And I pulled in my existing niche for weight loss. As you know, I usually teach in the weight loss space because I've written a lot in it, but this would work for any niche, any industry, anywhere. And I want to show you it took me about 2 hours start to finish to create everything on this page that I needed to, like every single thing. But so it took me an hour to get the basics set up, roughly an hour. And then another hour to tweak the details that CopyPro is asking me for. But I was basically ended up with this. I ended up with an entire sales page. So to give you a frame of reference here, I charge $50,000 to write a sales letter for somebody. So now, granted, I'm an A-list copywriter and I can afford to charge those rates. I've charged as much as $100,000 for VSLs. I know that sounds incredibly insane and expensive, and it is, but they were making millions from it. So consider it a very good investment, right? But this is something I was able to do myself in under 2 hours. And here's what's interesting is what I did for this particular one is I took the niche that was filled in, not by me, but by my assistant. So in other words, someone that's not a copywriter at all filled in all the data points for this thing and using nothing more than what I get. So in other words, if you know anything about your product or service, you can do this. It's because all the hard stuff is done for you. And literally, I've got every single field filled out, which is kind of cool. But I want to show you what bullets are. First of all, what is a sales bullet? Okay. So we're going to show you how, number one, what they are. Number two, how CopyPro generated these sales bullets with a click of a button. And three, the formula for the sales bullets that I want you to walk away with. There are multiple formulas, but there's one that works consistently every single time. I'm going to show you that formula and how CopyPro fills it out. So this is very interesting. Okay. These are bullets. Bullets are super fast, very easy to digest. They're literally bullets, as you can see right here. And they're copy that gives a synopsis of what is intriguing, captivating, unique about the offer, something that someone can walk away with and go, oh, I have to have it. But what makes bullets very challenging for most copywriters to write is that bullets should not just be like, Hey, here's how to lose weight without counting calories. That's a benefit. That's more of a benefit, right? I'm giving, again, weight loss. Let me use another example. You can throw out any niche you want, Mike. I can do this for anyone. So other than weight loss, let's do. We can do internet marketing. Hey, here's how to drive more traffic without spending a dime on Facebook. And so those are basic benefits, right? And Mike, if you want to throw out one, I can answer. I can rattle it off if you want. So
a niche. Let's talk about conversion.
Okay, conversion. Okay, how to increase the conversions on your sales page without hiring a professional marketer or without hiring a copywriter. Okay, that's a simple. How to do X without pain point, right? That's a benefit formula, and that's my benefit formula. How to benefit without pain. Very, very simple. But bullets are a little bit different. Even though some of them follow that pattern, I want you to look at the difference. 2 quick tips to finally obliterate stubborn pockets of fat without starving yourself or counting calories. Details on page 6. Now, CopyPro wrote that. Now, it wrote that by piecing together elements of questions that we've asked you over the last month or whatever in weird places that you never thought, oh, I don't know why they're asking me to fill this in, but I'll call this, I'll say stubborn pockets of fat. I don't know. And next thing you know, it's like this comes out in a bullet. it puts these pieces together, right? But notice how specific this is. 2 quick tips. By the way, you didn't have to write that. So you got to choose it to finally obliterate stubborn pockets of fat without starving yourself or counting calories. Details on page 6. So I had to fill in the page 6. If it was page 30, I'd say page 30. That's a bullet. A near instant way to see your body and energy levels transform in front of your eyes and in front of the eyes of the friends and loved ones works even if you can't drag yourself into the gym. 3 clever ways to burn thigh fat. Look at this specificity. Thigh fat. Where did CopyPro come up with thigh fat in a weight loss? I mean, can you see how granular we can be, how specific we can be, and why we can ask that question like, what's the topic of this conversation? And you're going, oh, I don't know, thigh fat. I guess we're talking about like, we're talking about problems that people have, and a lot of people have problems with fat on their thighs. And so can you just title this? Yeah, it's called thigh fat. Well, CopyPro found the word burn, because we know it's just something you use, put it together in 7 days. Okay, works even if your thighs are the size of sequoia tree trunks. That's pretty clever. Now, notice there's a formula here. 3 weeks, you'll experience your weight loss decreasing, skin improving, your useful disaster returning, etc. Check this out. There is a formula here that is working, even in this one. A surge in energy, less bloating in the belly area, a few pounds burned off, etc., in under 3 days. These are all formulas. These 3 are the same exact formula. And here's the formula. Ready? I want you to think of this: verb, turn, hook, pattern, close. And I'm going to show this to you. Actually, it's easier for me to do it. I'm going to just open this up. But I want to show you, these are more bullets. A deceptively simple way to lose 5 or more pounds the first week. Discover how so-called experts influence you negatively, lead you into fat gain mode. I mean, this is writing. I mean, Mike can tell you how hard it is to write this stuff. Warning, don't even try to think of to set a weight loss or body shaping goal and stick with it unless you learn how starving yourself daily on ridiculous low-calorie, low-fat diets sabotage your results. Warning, the simple, I can just keep going to a paint by numbers blueprint for losing weight. It's easier than a surefire remedy for love handles. You're going to love this. These are bullets. But you see how these are like little mini sales pages almost? Like the moment you hear it, like you'll find out how to avoid the boomer bug. Never again will you feel angry or left out about thigh fat. Well, so look, this is one that I would change. So the computer wrote this, right? I would say angry or left out about losing weight or whatever. So I'd scroll down here and change that. But all the rest of them were written perfectly, literally at a click of a button. So I have to change one thing. I wouldn't say left out or feeling alone. I would say frustrated about thigh fat. That's all I would change. And so it pulled in the feelings that someone's have. And some of the feelings I listed were feeling alone, feeling left out. But I've also listed feeling frustrated, feeling depressed. So I could have easily just shown, you'll never again will you feel frustrated or depressed about thigh fat. Boom, I had to change 2 words, right? So that's really cool. But now let me show you the formula. I'm going to go over here and come into, I'll go into that exact weight loss niche. And I'll pull up the formula so that you can use it yourself, even if you don't have the tool. Okay? Go over here into sales bullets. Now, and you're going to see the formula. Ready? Let me close this up here and come down here, hit new. Okay, the very first thing you're gonna do is a lead, and there's a reason why the lead is on the bottom. By the way, it's not a good reason. It's one we're fixing in the next version coming out. The lead is supposed to be on the top. So the very first thing is called a lead. A lead is simply this. You're gonna click here and look at this. 3 clever tips, 4 ways to a near instant way to a simple test to a sneaky, I can't believe this works way to better than blank. This was if I was like using for weight loss software, I'd say better than liposuction. So it's filling this in for you. Caution, these helpful folks really want to see, these are all like all over the place. How you can rapidly, little known secrets. I'll just choose little known secrets just for this one. Then we'll come up to the verb. I'm going to select a verb, and notice I don't even have to write one of those. Little known secrets. And let's say that I want to write a bullet and bullets are written basically around all the ideas that your product or service covers. So if I have an offer, this weight loss offer, I'm going to be talking about how to get rid of thigh fat, how to get rid of belly fat, how to eat healthy, how to get a healthier heart. Okay, so why don't we take that one? Okay, so how to get a healthier heart. So little known secret that can. What's a verb that would be talking about for heart, Mike? What's a good thing that if I want to increase the health of my heart, I could say increase. But what's a better verb? What do you think, Mike?
Improve.
Okay, improve. So listen, let's not try to get too copy, right? Let's just say improve. So I'll just type that in here. So it's already here. Now, another word, little known secrets that can rejuvenate. That's kind of cool. Yeah. So what if we say rejuvenate? Now, all I did, just so in case Mike's is just fine. All I did was say, what if we add a little copy sauce on top of it? Rejuvenate. That's all. Rejuvenate. That's probably misspelled. Rejuvenate. Yeah. Your aging heart. I typed in one word. I could say rejuvenate your heart. Revive your heart. You could say resurrect your heart. Oh, you could get crazy here. Or improve the function of your heart. You could say something completely straightforward. Okay, rejuvenate your aging heart. And look at this. And here's the turn. So the verb is the rejuvenate. The hook is your aging heart. Okay, the hook is simply the topic of the conversation. So if I say, let me talk to you today about your aging heart. Let me talk to you today about your lagging conversions. Let me talk to you today about your failing marriage. That's the hook. Okay, so lead, verb, hook is the third part. You type in this field. Turn, the turn takes the positive. Oh, this is going to be really awesome. Blank, without. So in other words, we're turning it into how you can without something painful. So it's called a turn. So we're turning the conversation from awesome, 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 without bad, bad, bad. So without, and do it without a fact, because you could even say details on page 9. Okay, do it using only. Okay, let's select something crazy like do it using only. And here's how so now I'm forced to fill this in. Here's a way, here, little known secrets that can rejuvenate your aging heart. Do it using only common spices found in your cupboard. Let's say that's what I teach, right? By the way, so there are spices that are healthy for your heart, by the way. So cinnamon, for example, lowers your blood sugar. Found. Yeah. That's it. So all I had to do was know what I was going to say. So I know that I was going to say, well, one of my heart tips is, put cinnamon on your food because it lowers your blood sugar, and blood sugar is bad for your heart. So all I did is say common spices found in your kitchen. So I didn't have to be a great copywriter to figure this out. So I'm going to do this like this. Doesn't really matter what I call it. And then look over here. This would be bullet, little known secrets that can rejuvenate your aging heart. Do it using only using. So I would say there's a typo, only using common spices found here. So I had a typo by myself. Do it only using common spices found in your kitchen. We got a bullet, but we got a bullet by filling in 2 fields. That's all I had to do. The rest of it, I was just picking and choosing. And by what I picked, it necessitated what I was going to write next. For example, if I picked over here, do it using only instead and said, do it without, I'd say, how would I do it without? What do most people think of when they think of, heart health? Do it without eating like a rabbit. Okay. So you see, it makes you write the next field correctly. So there you go. I got a bullet. Just
fascinating.
So that's the simple formula for the bullets. So again, it is lead, verb, hook, turn, close. So, and yes, lead is going to go above verb as it should go. Long story on why we can't change it until version 2 comes out. But there's a lead, verb, hook, turn, close. That's it. That's the simple formula. And you would not believe how many hooks I can create like this. I'll create one more new one as an example. Okay. So let's take another topic. Mike, you can throw out the topic. It doesn't even have to be about weight loss. It doesn't matter. What is the topic, Mike?
Golf.
Golf. Okay, this is great because John Benson knows jack nothing about golf. In fact, I was telling we had guests over last night, and he mentioned golf. I said, my goal in life is to die without ever stepping foot on a golf course.
You've never played golf.
I have never played golf. I will never play golf. If it doesn't have, if the sport doesn't contain blood, I'm not interested. So it's basically it. So yeah. So there you go. So I grew up in football, martial arts, etc. So everybody had blood. So I'm going to come down here to my lead. Okay. And don't tell me anything about golf. I'm going to make it up as I go along, and you can correct me afterwards. Okay. A recently uncovered secret that lets you, I know one of the things you do in golf is you drive. Right. Okay,
drive and putt, right? It's got to be drive or putt. Right?
Now, drive, you'll have to complete the sentence because I have no idea. Drive.
Farther.
Okay.
Further.
And now, here's a copy tip. Further than what? So rather than say drive
further than a pro. Now that's a little hyperbolic, but
okay. So could we say further than most semi-pro golfers?
How about further than anyone at your golf club?
Okay. Oh, now all I had to do, and Mike obviously knows a lot about copy, is to simply take the word further, which what I'm going to do, I'll tell you what, I'm going to do this both ways. I'm going to show you. All I did was ask one question, and here's the question I want you to ask as a marketer and as even someone in GrooveCopyPro, someone that's writing copy. Whenever you say a verb, and the verb isn't distinct, like in other words, if you want to drive, or excuse me, a hook, and it's not distinct. In other words, if you want to drive further, or if you want to look better than what? Just ask yourself, then what, and watch what happens. An super easy question.
That's a writer downer. That's a writer downer right there. So if you're going to do something stronger, faster, easier, then always remember then what.
Then
perfect.
What? Yeah. Then what? So we're going to keep the further, and then we're going to add the then what. Further. Now, you could say details on page 6, but we're going to go with easy. Is it bad for you? No, probably not. Revealed, the uncanny truth revealed along with something else. So you'd be forced to write something else. Okay. Well, it works even if. Okay, let's do a works even if.
Okay.
Works even if. I have no idea because you'll have to write it, but so works even if. Oh, I know what I would say.
So all right, I'll give you a couple, right? Works even if. So we don't want to talk about maybe slicing them. So we're not going to say even if you're slicing all the time. It's works even if. I don't want to get too specific. Works even if you're I'll just pick one, John, and you can improve it. Works even if you're embarrassed to step on the green.
Okay.
I'm sure you can come up with a better. I was under pressure.
Hey. Okay, let's
even if you're always embarrassed to step on the green.
I would keep
what do they call it? Is that called the green where you drive from?
Remember me.
So how little I know about golf.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Yeah. So golf, I just put golf down here. So gold. Look at me. See, I'm even that. I'm like operating on a subconscious basis. All right. So let's look at what we got. A recently uncovered secret that lets you drive further. Works even if you're always embarrassed to step on the green. Okay. Now we're only going to change further to than anyone at your golf club. Okay. Works even if you're always embarrassed. It's like, now let's say if we want, okay, that's nothing wrong with that. So there's nothing wrong with that sentence at all. A recently uncovered secret that lets you drive further than anyone at your golf club. Works even if you're always embarrassed to step on the green. That's beautiful. That's awesome. We could, if we wanted to copy this up any at all, I could say works even if you have two left hands and you can't swing a golf club to save your life, or you
Right.
know, so that's it. You don't need to write by the way, Halbert was a huge influence on these bullets. So that's a Halbert kind of thing to say. But
Yeah,
yeah,
2 left feet. Yeah, the
yeah,
one-legged golfer, right? Like that drives
exactly.
further, right? Yeah.
So let me give you the second write down. Okay, the second write down is this: works even if, and at the close, so these are closes. Works even if you can do a practical close, like works even if you've always struggled with your slice, or whatever that means. I don't even know what that means. Anything. Or you could say works even if you were born with 2 left feet and you wear contact glasses the size of Coke cans, or you wear glasses the size of Coke cans, because you can always do that close. That's a humorous close, because in bullets it works great. So let's do that one. Works even if you were born.
I'll throw another one out there while you're typing that, John.
Feet,
not to interrupt you.
And wear glasses. Okay.
Even if you don't have expensive clubs.
One second here. Now, I just want to show you this, just to do this here. So even if you don't have expensive clubs, that's a practical one. But now read it. A recently uncovered secret lets you drive further than anyone in your golf. It works even if you were born with 2 left feet and wear glasses the size of Coke. Now we got ourselves a freaking awesome bullet. Yeah. I want to show this to you, if I can, Mike, inside that same project. Let me just open that in a new tag here. We'll go into her sales page.
And some of these bullets, John, can also be repurposed as sub-headline stoppers, going down the page as well. They almost have some headline qualities.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I pulled up the wrong one here. Let me see here. Which one did I use?
And John, I want to say one thing while we sort of completed that. Would you agree that this first draft, or not even first draft, is a great thing to be collaborative with the team? Not everybody is a solopreneur. There's a lot of people on the team that do support, they do marketing, they do social media, and it's easy sometimes to be too close to your own product. And sometimes going through an exercise like that with people and saying, like we were just doing, hey, throw out an idea. And in fact, people are doing it right here. Somebody just said the tee box, right? So thank you, Jimmy, for helping us. The tee box instead of the green is where you putt. You can see how little John and I both know about golf. But what's beautiful is that you can either do this with some people and say, hey, let's throw some ideas. And then you're going to get, ooh, that's a great one. That's a great one. Or just complete it and then come back with the team and say, hey, do you think I can improve on this? And where I said the word improve, you said rejuvenate. And that's called wordsmithing and copysmithing. So I think that's an important thing for everybody to know, is that even when you do go through GrooveCopyPro your first time, go through it with your team and say, what do you think about this? And you could still be in charge, but every now and then somebody's going to throw out that gem where that word is going to go from improve to rejuvenate, and you're just going to take it up a level.
Okay, check this out. I wanted to show you this. Now, okay, I changed this first one just to a different one. All I had to do that is I clicked on it and clicked on one of my bullets I've already done. Now, I told you I misspelled rejuvenate because I can't spell. But remember when I wrote this, little known secrets that can rejuvenate your aging heart? Remember when I wrote that? Okay. Remember that I did. Do you remember what else it said? If I come over here and look at that, let's find my heart one. Little known secrets that can do it without eating like a rabbit. Okay. Little known secrets that can rejuvenate your aging heart and do it without eating like a rabbit. But look what CopyPro wrote. Little known secrets that can rejuvenate your aging heart. Is it good for you? The surprising answer on page X. So in other words, we're taking bits and pieces. That's why we ask you for bits and pieces, and we don't do like the certain softwares that end in script do, where they just put a field and say type shit into a field is never going to work for you guys, because now we can take your bits and pieces and look what CopyPro did for you. It's like, John, it will never be the same. It will never be the same.
And it won't let you forget, because here's what I want to let you know.
Yeah. So
I'm a pretty good copywriter. I've taught about using curiosity in bullet points. I've taught that on your registration pages or in your email teasers to say things like, do testimonials work on landing pages? you'll be shocked. The answer will be on the third slide during my presentation, right?
Mhm.
But I have to remember to do that. And I got to tell you, I haven't remembered to do that in 2 years.
Yeah, exactly.
And GrooveCopyPro won't let you forget. It threw it in there for you like that. And that, in my opinion, John, is one of the most powerful bullets. The surprising answer is on page X. I need to buy the book now. I
never had to write it. But guess what? It pulled this from an entirely different bullet. It's like, so in other words, it's taking the bullets that you're writing and it's combining them with other things that we know. And it 95% of the time they work, and sometimes it wouldn't work. Sometimes you might want to use your exact. So if you wanted to use your exact ending of that, you could always go over here and do it. Like, you just click this right here. Where did it go? Where's the one I'm losing here. What was it? There was the eating. Oh, here it is. And do it without eating like a rabbit. So it was right there in front of me. Sorry, I couldn't see it. But you know what? I like this one even better. And that's the whole point, is let the machine write this for you. Okay. So now check this out. I'm saying
John, just to say, sometimes if you're writing a landing page, you're going to pick one. But if you're writing a long form sales letter, you might say, ooh, I could repurpose the alternate one lower down the page. You could say, without eating like a rabbit, early on, and then later you can repurpose the other one. So sometimes you don't even have to pick and choose if you have a long enough video sales letter or copy.
Exactly. And so now obviously this is not an actual weight loss issue, but I just want to show you, I entered this in here. I clicked the regenerate button. It rewrote all the bullets. Okay. It restructured every single bullet on my page. And notice what I did. I changed the top one because the top one had a sneaky way and another one had a sneaky way. So that's all I had to do, is I changed the top one to something else. And then it put in the new one. It random. It put it in the second bullet slot, right? Put in this one, the third one, put it in the third one. It could have put the third one. It could have put it down here. So, in fact, it did put it down here, and I didn't look for it. So if it puts it down here, it puts it down here twice, we just say, look, okay, I'm gonna choose this one. That's his, and all I did was choose the first part of it. Erase straight search marks and do it without eating like a rabbit. Okay, I could have kept the same one. I could change this one. I can come in and go, is it good for you? The uncanny truth, without starving yourself. However, you must use this one sacred oil. Oh my gosh, I don't know what that is, but that's awesome. And so you can literally piece them together like that. So once you write something once, you can come in here and go, oh, yes, I can talk about this oil for stress, because it will prompt you to think of things that you would not have thought of yourself. And that's what makes CopyPro and GrooveCopyPro is so incredibly freaking powerful. And now I've got my bullets ready. And so I've got my whole sales page ready, but I've got all these bullets that was written by a machine. And using now the other thing is, like, these are using bullets that are written by the machine, but also using bullets that we are self-creating. In other words, we're not using the same. Are you making any of these 3 fat burning mistakes? You need to talk. You might be surprised. Okay, so right here is a bullet that does not use that formula, because we created different formulas for every single bullet. CopyPro is writing them for you. A paint by plate numbers blueprint for losing weight. It's easier than you think. A remedy for love handles. So you'll discover what the dieting insiders know about regaining lost energy, usefulness, and watching your stubborn fat vanish, and regaining or losing more. How about this one? And losing 5 or more pounds the first week. You see, these are different questions that were answered at different times, but now they're turned into bullets that rock. This alone, I'm telling you, I flat out will tell you this, and I'm not just saying this because I created it, but this alone is worth the investment in CopyPro. Just the bullets, because bullets sell. Bullets sell like crazy. Bullets sell in emails. They sell everywhere. They sell.
I have to agree with you here, John, because this is 90% of the sales letter, in my opinion, because it's talking about overcoming the pain points, the features, the benefits, the easy ways to do things. Other than that, you're going to have the intro story, right? Yep. Hi, my name is John. I used to suffer. Did you know? And how I stumbled across this. And then you get into the offer. You're getting this, you get my book, there's a guarantee. But this part right here, the bullets, is really what's going to sell. And it is the hardest part of the copy. It's where people struggle the most.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's the silent salesman of it. And when we go back, if we look at the screen here, what it says is direct response letter. But John, this can be used here. It can be used in an email, even though you could export one as an email. But This could be used as a direct response blog, as an advertorial, because they're bullets. This fits anywhere where you're looking to sell.
Now, check this out, guys. Check this out. By the way, I can do this in any niche or in this industry. Now, we could have done the whole thing in golf, which I know nothing about. And I just would have asked Mike or some of the guests here to fill in the blanks because I know nothing about it. All you need to do is know anything about your niche or industry. And presto, as you can see, the golf one is every bit as good as the weight loss one. So it's like, where was the golf one here? There's so many of them on the page. It's kind of hard to find. Oh, it's up here, I think. Yeah, a recently uncovered secret that lets you drive further. So that was just as easy to do as it was to do the rest of these. That's what's crazy about this. But check this out. I could copy this, right? And I could go into my email and say, subject, little known secrets that can erase stretch marks. I could literally just cut this part out. I could just copy that. And then the rest of my email starts off, how would you like to know some of the little known secrets that can erase stretch marks? The one trick is that you have to use this one sacred oil. I'll tell you more about it on this page. Your whole email is written and all you got to do is fill in a few blanks.
Yeah.
But that's written from that. And look at the next one. Are you making any of these 3 fat burning mistakes?
That's a subject line. And now you can write an email on it. Okay.
So check this out. You could literally write an email. So okay. If you are, one of the things, one of the big mistakes is that you're eating fake butters and oils. You need to toss all those out right away. So I'm just taking the same sentence that CopyPro wrote, asking different questions at different times. So this has nothing to do with this. So it asks this in a different context, but CopyPro is smart enough to know it's AI, so it's putting things together. But this is what that makes CopyPro impossible. What Jarvis and Conversion AI, none of those tools can do this. They can't answer the intelligent questions like this. They can't say, well, what's something that you could do that's what's considered a fat burning mistake? And how does it relate to this word? Or how do I, what's the thing that works for stretch marks? Well, you can answer that question. If you type in stretch marks, you can write an email. But if you say, what's the primary complaint of somebody with stretch marks, it's going to look at you like you're from another planet because AI isn't that smart yet. Our AI is our human intelligence and AI is that smart. It just requires a little bit more effort. So that's what's really cool. So I've got my content here. Okay. I've got obviously metabolic adaptation. That's my primary solution. So yeah. So I'd say never again to feel unattractive or alone. So I would say unattractive or confused about thigh fat. That's all I had to do is change that one word, right? Paint by numbers. Okay. Here's a simple one. Paint by numbers blueprint for losing weight.
Show John just one more time, like what you did there. Like you saw something you didn't like, you changed it.
Yeah, right here. So so it pulled in. These are called negative feelings. So I wrote down frustrated, alone, unattractive, left out. These are negative feelings that my weight loss client is going to have. Angry. Okay.
So you just swap it with a check mark.
I just swapped it out. I swapped it out with metabolic adaptation. Never again will you feel unattractive. I'd say confused, or I'd say frustrated about thigh fat. There you go. That's it. All I had to do was make those words work because they work in some contexts and they don't work in others. So that's it. That's all I had to change.
Yeah. So you proofreading your stuff. When you see something that looks a little wonky, you click it. It gives you another 5 to 10 different suggestions, and you'll find one that's perfect.
Yeah. You want to see something really cool? I just love this one, and much, much more. By the time you download, it got that from how is it offered delivered. Okay. But this is much more than this has actually got like 9 fields in it. So it pulled out the one word it knows, name of the product, comma, toss out all your fake butters and oils. This is first steps. Okay. So I put that together. So I'm showing this real quick. And by the way, it jumps to the top because I have this blown up like it's super high. By the time you do that, toss out your fake butters and experience this fat torching breakthrough for just 3 weeks. It knew how long. You'll know everything you need to know about fitness, guaranteed. I would change fitness to fat burning. Done. This is how easy it is to make. I mean, we're talking A-level copy sentences, guys. And I was able to do that with just changing one word. I just knew fitness was too generic, so I changed it to fat burning. That's it. And it's pulling in this one because I regenerated and I didn't do 4-day diet, but that's because I have 2 products. So that's it. That's really that's the bullet formula, and that's how.
John, where do the bullet formulas come from? Like some of the legends that you think were really, really good at it, and how you incorporate it into GrooveCopyPro.
So Gary Halbert, Makepeace, John Caples, John Carlton, Eugene Schwartz. Again, this goes back 100 years. So Eugene Schwartz. You've got David Ogilvy. You've got I could just go down. Joe Sugarman. Who else did we break down? I
Joe
can't remember.
Sugarman was great.
Yeah, I mean, so many content. You know where we
Gary
look-
Benzavenga, right? Because he was
Gary.
Benzavenga Bullets, right? He was a
Oh
good
yeah,
one.
Benzavenga is like Gary's a genius. Gary's one of my favorite copywriters, and such a sweet guy too. But so you look at these legend copywriters, right? Which is not your job; that's my job. And then of course myself and other people that write well as well. So, but we took these. What I did is I looked at all these formulas when I said, "Is there a way?" And I did this, not to brag or anything, but I did this for every freaking element in CopyPro. Like, is there a way to formalize a primary goal? Is there? And yes, there is. We figured it out. Is there a way?
You wanted to create for every single thing in copywriting. You wanted to deconstruct it and say, is there a framework? Almost the way you write a language. Okay, there's a verb, there's a subject, there's a predicate, and all. And so you deconstructed everything from bullets to all these different topics that you're saying, and then created an interview process where all the questions are asked, rather abstract, rather in normal terms, I should say. And then it plugs it into the framework.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so there's a lot more human intelligence in CopyPro than artificial, but that's the way we wanted it, because we designed it for artificial intelligence, because we knew that this is what artificial intelligence would need to learn from. But what other people are doing is they're just scraping the web and trying to cobble together stuff. We know the questions to ask because we've dissected the formulas. We created all the patterns for this. And for example, the lead, verb, hook, turn, close formula that I came up with for the bullets, that's going to work for 70% of your bullets. The rest of them are different formulas. But hey, I gave someone a 5-step formula to write bullets, and you only have to fill in 2 fields. So if 3 of the 5 steps are filled in for you, just click and choose. And then once you click them, it forces you to write in the next. You saw how that worked. Like, we chose one drop down, then we chose another one, and I had to change what I wrote. So I kind of dictated what I was going to write. So I wanted a system that would, like, not only inspire you, not only give you the copy, but inspire you to fill in the next field. Like, if I fill in this field and this field, can you fill in this field? Yes, you can. But if I give you just one field, you're looking at me like a cow at a passing train. And that's what every software that ends in script does. So
and Trader Rob just said, I love how the bullets give me additional ideas for coming up with multiple articles for my blog, or multiple emails to write. You just, I could write an email about this. I could write a blog post about this.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite training sessions to do is not only how to write bullets, but showing people that's why you want to master this. The problem is until CopyPro, bullets, it's one of the hardest things to write. I mean, people have paid me to write nothing but bullets, to give you an idea. Hey, can you write sales bullets for the sales page? And I charge them thousands of dollars to write it, because those are what sell things. Those are what drive lots of inspiration for blog posts, for emails, etc. But now you can do this with the machine that you just saw. And Mike and I were taking a topic that neither one of us know jack about. I mean, well, he knows more about it than I do. I don't know jack about golf. I mean,
I play maybe every 18 months. That's about it.
I've never played with my wife. I've seen the movie Caddyshack. That's it. So.
We had a couple of people telling us that it's called the tee and not the green and all that. So
see, I would never known that. Ask me about MMA. Ask me about.
Same with me.
Yeah, ask me about other stuff. But yeah, it's not going to do that. Football. But that's what's so cool. It's like, if we can do this, just dismiss the fact that we're both, copywriters and marketers and stuff like that. But if we can fill out something where we know nothing about it, I know nothing at all about it. I mean, literally, I've seen Caddyshack, which I love. I love the movie Caddyshack. But other than that, I mean, my knowledge of golf is zero. I mean, so imagine what you could do as somebody that did know golf, and you were selling a golf course, and you were selling a golf program, like or a swing, how to I don't know, how to perfect your swing or whatever. So that's what's really awesome. If you know it, you can fill in those blanks and let us inspire you with what to fill in. Like, oh, I like this one. Do this without, or it's just make sure you don't. Oh, well, okay, I can fill in the rest. Make sure you don't. Oh, I don't know, choke the club too much, or whatever the hell you guys do. So
John, I think there's another thing that it goes by the wayside, because we feel like we're doing a serial, like we're taking people on a journey, but it's really more episodic. People are just jumping on, and sometimes this is their first time. And I think one of the other unsung heroes that can easily be left out sometimes is the fact that you have pre-built in niches, and that the more people use the software, the more they can they can add their niches into the software, but you have things already in personal development, in health and wellness, in getting in shape or losing weight. All of these different niches. How many different niches are there that some of these bullets, like you said, like burning fat, all these things are pre-written because there's plug-in niches to get started with.
Let's go in here. I'll just do an email sequence. It doesn't matter which one. And I'll show you here. So I'll do, like I said, I'm trying to find a very simple one. So let me go to, because these so happen to be the ones that start off with A's are pretty complicated. The countdown, yeah, that's okay. Cart abandonment sequence. Nah, that's. I'm gonna try to find the simplest one I can do so that we can easily show you what's going on here. I know what I'll do. Let's go to 3-day. We'll do the 3-day cell sequence here. Yeah, okay, let's do this one. So if I start this project and I say 3 days, and I'm going to do this in a niche that I don't own. So I click here, and here's how many niches we have. I did all that.
These are the different niches, folks. Look at this. Astrology, baby health, baseball instruction, attracting clients, coaching and consulting, dating for men, dating for women, digital marketing, obviously, dog training, home construction, mortgage, network marketing, payment processing. Oh, shit. I could use that.
I don't know what I keep getting this error message ever since.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
But look at that, folks. I think you got to put your password and then hit always allow. And then,
you know what? I keep doing that and it never helps, but yeah, it sucks, but yeah, it's a Skype error, but you get the idea. That's how many we have.
Weight loss, of course, many different weight loss.
See? Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, that's Skype has got a permanent bug on the new Mac OS. But so I could come in here and say, let's do dog training because I love dogs. So dog training and hit finish. And so now,
John, just click always allow after you actually click the yeah.
So there you go. I didn't do anything at all. Okay.
Yeah.
So you know. A counterintuitive, uncover a counterintuitive method that will allow you to coach your canine using creative tools and techniques, put an end to destructive chewing habits, and even bring an end to excessive barking. If yes, just simply, guys, I didn't write this at all. I did nothing at all. I clicked the button and this came out. Are you feeling stuck in place when it comes to your dog training goals? Frustrated that every solution you tried it and haven't helped you with the untrained dog problem. Okay. So I just need to enter my sales page URL, what my name is, and that's it. There's a reason why dog lovers everywhere are hungry to know about this approach. How interesting that we use the word hungry there, isn't it? Well, it's not just interesting. It's what the software does. So all I need to do is enter. I want to say all wasn't. So yeah, it doesn't.
First, put the password in.
All right.
And now click always allow instead of allow.
Okay.
And you should be okay. I'm not sure.
I'm hoping that's the case, Mike, because that was driving me freaking crazy. All right. So in the next one, again, it's just asking for my URL. So I come in here and enter my sales page URL. Doggies.com or whatever it's going to be called. And I enter that in here. And I could save that. And then I go back to the first one. And notice if I regenerate that, not only does it rewrite, boom, rewrite the whole thing. Now look at it. Quick question. Are you sick and tired of having to constantly live with a dog that doesn't listen? Well, that wasn't even in the first one, right? Well, that's because I can rewrite it and I can keep rewriting it. And now I got a totally different one. So if two people bought dog training in the same exact day or bought CopyPro in the same exact day and used dog training, this is totally different. So, so right now all I got to do is figure my sign off name and I'm done. So this is how fast it can be. Now I'm using a simple email to give you an idea, but so I didn't set anything up. I didn't do anything, but if I wanted to set things up, I'd just go through here. I'd do my signature sign off name and eventually I'd have it. I could literally take it one email at a time and come in here and go, well, what do I want to sign off with? Here's pawing at you.
While you're doing that, Anne-Marie, she may have joined us a little bit late. Anne-Marie, as we said at the beginning of the call, you can go to GrooveCopyPro.com and you'll see it's a one-time payment. You can get it for 2 payments, I believe, of $597 or one-time payment of $997, and then you own it. You own it for life. So that's it. No subscriptions. You'll have it for unlimited number of clients, unlimited number of projects, unlimited everything, right, John? Like if
Yeah.
they can.
So we have a
they
few. There's a few additions that you can add. For example, if you up here at the top, you can say, "Hey, do you want us to set that? You know those niches I showed you? If you want us to create a brand new one for you, like, oh, I didn't find my niche in there. I have my niche is something weird. We can create that for you. So that's an additional.
There's a tutorial that you could walk through yourself and do it,
Sure.
or you can just
Absolutely.
ask the team to do it.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
and
And-
letting the team do it, you just get some miraculous results.
Right. And we're also coming out here in the next week and a half, actually, Mike, is that we, our AI has taken another step into the much more sophisticated direction. And it's going to be an additional fee if you want it. If you don't want it, it's fine. But we're going to allow people to, instead of regenerate, to use our AI to rewrite things for them. So you could select just these 2 sentences and use our AI to rewrite just these 2 sentences. And it will actually go out and scrape over 1 billion data points from the web and come back and go, here's some alternatives to those 2 sentences. It will grade the quality of these 2 sentences. Like, what do you, is this an A or a B level copy? How good is the copy that the AI created? You can test your own entries when you go in and you create your own primary goals. How good a copy is this? Well, we're going to give you an engagement score. We call it an impact score. How impactful is this primary goal? How impactful is this bullet? How impactful is this headline? So we're going to be able to use AI to show you that. And one of the coolest features is that in the upgraded version, you can, when you click regenerate here, as you can see, it's going to rewrite this entire thing. And it's just rewrites it right over this one. It'll allow you to rewrite it, but it will create another one underneath it. So you can create multiple versions. You can go click, 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 and compare which one you like the best. So that's some upgraded features that we're rolling out that are not included in they've never been included in CopyPro ever. So those are going to be optional, and those are going to be a small monthly fee if you want them. So pretty cool.
Awesome.
If you're into AI and you're into, like, if you're a power user and you really want to get the most out of it, then you can.
All right, let me see if we got any questions here. I'll just click through some of the stuff here. Donna said, that's a great point Mike is making about how easy it is to forget. That's when I said that there's things I even know that just helps me remember. This was Jimmy telling us it's the tee box and not the green. You put, what he says here, you putt on the green, drive on the tee. Let's see, moving on from there. Let's see. I'm with John. I think we read that one before. Let's see. That's partly why I still rewatch Marketing Lab 9 months later. Let's see a lot of this stuff here. Any tips on using CopyPro for making a hyper funnel for the new Groove promos?
Oh, yeah, simple. I mean, so if I want to come over here and, so first of all, for the new Groove promos, Mike would come in here and he would say, he's going to go over here to the search, he'd do his quick start setup, and he'd do a quick start setup specifically for GrooveCopyPro or Groove Funnels rather. And so he'd enter in all the data. The Groove Funnels is a great example. So he could use internet marketing as the template, but Groove Funnels is so beyond just internet marketing. He would have to, by default, either have our team write it for him, or he could write it for himself. And it'd take him about an hour to set that up. And then when he's done with it, he literally just comes in here and goes, turnkey hyper funnels, go. And he creates it right here.
Yeah, and as an affiliate, you can even do it for yourself as an affiliate, just the same way John just showed right there.
And instead of GrooveCopyPro, I'll use CopyPro, or instead of Groove rather. So that's what he would do. It would take it 5 to 15 minutes because it's a whole funnel. And in less than 5 minutes, it usually takes, actually, we've got this down to about 2 minutes, but we don't want you sitting here watching a spinner for 2 minutes. So in 2 minutes later, I'll get an email saying, hey, you're ready to go. I click a button and my entire funnel's ready. And of course I have to fill in some blanks because it's an entire funnel. So it's asking me for a lead magnet and all that kind of stuff. If I don't have a lead magnet, I just wouldn't use that email. I wouldn't use that opt-in page. I'd use another one. So, but the rest of the funnel is done, including a sales page. So
Wealth Maximization Group, she asks, hi, is CopyPro part of Groove.cm or an add-on that you pay for? No, folks, CopyPro, Groove.cm is the app that what it is. And John Benson has a software called CopyPro, which is a separate software. It's his own company. It's his own LLC. And John approached us and said, hey, would you like to do a webinar to your members about CopyPro? And I said, John, let's do one better. Let's create a version of CopyPro called GrooveCopyPro that has its own website, its own login, and comes with additional training like Groove Copy Wednesdays and additional things that we do here. So there's Copy Pro, and then there's Groove Copy Pro, which we do special trainings geared around using the Groove software. So obviously this is John's company. I can't say to him, John, because I like your software so much, I want to give it to all of my customers for free. So we've invited John to come under the umbrella, under the GrooveCopyPro.com brand, and you get additional Groove related training and framing with it. I hope that answers your question. And last question, so we can wrap up our day and then see you next Wednesday. And Clive also says, Claude Hopkins, yeah, great copywriter.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Anne-Marie Waltz, rank on Google and YouTube. Let's give her a shout out. So if you want to rank on Google and YouTube, check her out. How about hair extension related topics?
Well, that'd be one we'd write for you for sure. And so, by the way, when I say we write for you, we send you what we call, we have a survey that we send out, and it's a pretty cool survey that I've used for years for copywriters and for clients. So we send you out an interactive survey, then we look at it, then our team does it, and then we interact with you to get it right. So that's basically what we do there. That's that. And by the way, we would ask you, hey, can we use this because we have, if it's solo to you, it's different than if we can use it. But I did want to show you something real quick, Mike, before we run out of time. The funnel is done now, and as you can see, you can read this for yourself. I mean, here's my ad, so my ad's ready to go. But all I got to do is, click sign up below to take action. I'm missing one field in here, and that's
somebody's asking, what's a hyper funnel?
A hyper funnel is a funnel that's on steroids. In other words, every component of a funnel. So we've got ads, 1 minute lead capture video sales letter, opt-in page, 2 different versions of it. So here's one opt-in page, here's the second opt-in page, and this one you can pop right into your funnels, for example.
So a hyper funnel gives you everything. It's not just landing page, upsell, thank you page. It's the emails that go with it, the accompanying ads that would go with. In Facebook, it's your complete hyper funnel, your funnel on steroids. It's everything you need, soup to nuts, to get your campaign going.
Yep. So here's my opt-in page. Here's my opt-in page with instructions. Here's my thank you page, rather. Here's my free welcome email. Here's my first content email. Here's my second content email. It's all done, guys. I just clicked a button and it's all done. So onward and so forth. It goes all the way down to what would be eventually be a sales page and everything else. So yeah, pretty crazy. Yeah.
John, how about Jeff Walker product launch?
Yep.
Like we do a lot of those in our company, and sometimes when we're getting down to the wire and stressed, we're repurposing a lot of emails from our last launch, but we're wondering maybe we do something fresh, and we look at the email closeouts for the last, hey, launch, final call, last call, all that type of stuff.
So a couple things we can do in here is, first of all, you can go inside your niche, and you can go over here. I'll go to my weight loss niche. And since this, by the way, is our demo account and my real account, there's a lot of demo data in here, as you can tell. But I'll come down here and I can go into what I call actions. Okay. And my actions is a product launch formula, video setup, and the deliverables. So I can come in here and literally say, what's the product name? How many deliverables? What's the medium? What's the details? So the details are simple. Throughout the series, I will walk you through blank, how to reboot your thyroid gland and start losing weight. Here's my URL, which is fake. And there you go. And then I'd set my deliverables. And here's the deliverables. Here's the different videos of the love handles and increasing my energy. And here's the details. Here's the title. And look, today's video lesson gift, and I choose which one it is this. I share more productive. Check it out here. Click. So in other words, it just gives you the whole thing right here. And then of course you would just go over into search, and you would find the email over here. Email sequence, and you can come over here and you'd select the right offer that you want. So pre-launch with a product launch right here.
Yeah.
So there you go.
See that? I got to tell you. So Donna, she's owner in the company with us, and she's the CMO, and I'm attached to her hip. We do the marketing together. And I got to tell you, John, we have so many standard operating procedures that we built up over the years that we do all of this stuff. And I'm pretty sure I could speak for Donna. We're sighing, going, it's time to admit that this is doing it better than we do it. And, we have done so many of these things that we have previous documents that we go to our own quote unquote swipe files and just change it up like that. But when I see this, I'm seeing it's time for our company to realize that we've got to put a project in for everything.
Yeah.
For Groove Pages, a project for GrooveCell, a project for Groove Mail, because we can't just create a project for Groove.cm. That's great. We can be like, hey, do you want an all-in-one? But when we want to start writing blog posts and emails about better and more effective email marketing, the more we train this tool to do it, the better our life. If we just spend our time building this stuff into the tool over the next 6 months, for decades, we'll be able to just go out and say, okay, we need this for GrooveStream. We need this for Groove Video. And it'll just, we want to write a blog today. We want to write an email, an article, swipe for our affiliates, everything.
I agree, Mike. And let me show you one quick thing real quick, because somebody asked about product launch. So I've never ran a product launch formula for my 4-day thyroid diet book ever. So, but I filled it out before for my original series. Now look what I was able to do. I literally went in here. I chose product launch. I just typed in product launch inside what I need. And here we go. Here's the first email, ready to go. Of course, I got the fake URLs in here, but here's the second one. Ready to go. Okay, got a congratulations email, ready to go. First deliverable, second deliverable, ready to go. Okay, so it's like, there we go, ready to go. Ready to go completely. Down into what, in case you're wondering what's stored for you in part 3, you'll get started. So it already knows.
It's a teaser.
Yeah,
Teasers.
so because I've already filled this out. Here's the third deliverable. Onward down, so here's the final deliverable. Here's a generic deliverable in case none of that works. Here's the webinar invite for the final close. I did this with a click of a button, guys. And again, I've never used this as a webinar. Now, because I'd filled out the individual pieces before, like I'd filled them out for other things. So you'd have to fill out like, what's going to be the benefit 1 of going to the webinar, benefit 2, et cetera. But yeah, that's easy now, because now if somebody said, John, let's do a product launch for your book. Okay, it took me exactly 3 minutes. I mean,
you coming to GrooveCon, John?
Pretty insane.
Am I coming to GrooveCon?
When is it?
November 3rd, 4th, and 5th. We'd love to have you speak and show off.
Man, I would love to. It's a question of being able to get back into the country.
Yeah, exactly. You've got the Canadian issue.
It's insane right now. So yeah.
All right. Well, who knows? Maybe we might do a virtual session.
I'd be happy
with you on that.
More than happy to do a virtual session. Yeah. But
all right, we got to let you go. I know you've got your hard workouts at
my hard workouts.
Already a few minutes late. Just one quick thing. Somebody was asking. You had mentioned before GrooveCopyPro 2.0. They want to know what is that? How does that relate to this? And if they bought one, do they get the other, and all that type of stuff? Yeah,
it's a complicated question, only because, and we don't want to make things too complicated, because the software platform that we use for GrooveCopyPro and our other white label options, it's the only change to it is the AI change that I mentioned. So that version 2 is just going to be the AI, and it's optional. So nothing is going to change for you. We are having an enterprise level of CopyPro itself that's going to be what we call 2.0, but that's geared toward agencies, and it's a credit based system. It's completely different model than what we're doing here. The two are basically always going to live in conjunction with each other. So
so it's not a replacement.
Nothing changing. Unless one day me and Mike might sit down and go, hey, you know what we should do? We should merge people over, and then we'd figure out a merge deal. So some of our CopyPro customers are going to merge over to version 2, and we're going to give them some credits to do that and all that stuff. But it's
I would just name it. My advice, John, and then we'll let you go. I'd probably just call one GrooveCopyPro and the other one called GrooveCopyPro Enterprise. So they have a place to live as 2 different places rather than a version 2, because that'll make people feel like, well, does version 1 not work anymore? So I would just go with the name. I just go with the name Enterprise. All righty. More information about that when it comes out several months away, folks. All right, everybody. We're going to let John go. We're going to hit the end broadcast, and we will see you exactly 7 days minus 1 hour from now next Wednesday. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Awesome, guys.